I've been able to manifest 7 figures or even attract in 6 figures, cash collected in a single day, and so many other things by understanding this exposed law of attraction secret. And you too, by understanding this secret and applying it, you're really going to find that this really works to align yourself with your desires very quickly in a day. So let's get to it. The law of attraction, a lot of people talk about like attracts like, or if you have the right frequency, you can attract in what you want, blah, blah. These are great theories and ideas, but what does it really mean? I'm going to expose something to you today that I think will really start to provide you a way of thinking about law of attraction and manifesting what you want in a very different wavelength. We have your state of consciousness right here, and we have this divine mirror, as we call. Now, these different colored people, if you will, these stick figures, are all different people in your reality right now. So this might be a family member, this might be a friend. If you have a business, maybe this is a prospect. If you work a job, maybe this is your boss, maybe this is your coworker, and maybe this is your neighbor. Okay, all different people in your life. Now, what's really important to realize is your state of consciousness actually reflects the people and those people and what they do behaviors-wise in your reality. So if we understand that the first cause is here, it's your level of consciousness, then we will understand that everything in our consciousness reflects into the people in our world. For most people, especially those that are not really studying personal development, which is not you because you're here watching this video, so I'm going to definitely guess that you're awakened in some sort of way because you're here. But most people think these people are acting in a certain way, thinking a certain thing, or saying something because that's them, and then I am feeling according to it. Let's do an example. My spouse or partner says something to me. It makes me feel a certain way. I get angry. I might get frustrated. I might get bothered. I see that person as the first cause, so I blame them for my consciousness. So, for example, this person says this thing in here, and essentially my consciousness is reflecting what that is. I'm starting to feel according to what they just did. I feel frustrated. I feel bothered. I feel like there's something here that I am pointing the finger, blame, blame, blame. What's really going on here first, though, is that the first cause is here. I actually saw, let me grab the red marker here to provide this person the same mirror, but I actually am already talking to this person in my consciousness, and it started here, and then my consciousness reflected that person doing those things. So this person actually wasn't to blame as the first cause for my circumstances. It was my consciousness that reflected the divine mirror onto the physical plane. It was my thoughts pushed out onto another. Now, that doesn't mean we're necessarily controlling people and essentially saying, if I think something about this person, that's how they're going to be forced to act in my consciousness. However, all things are connected, and you are projecting versions of your consciousness onto the physical plane, and you will witness a version of that person that's in harmony with what you think about them at an unconscious level. It's super interesting. Now let's go to another thing here. Now, you might have a business or a job, either one, or you might be retired or unemployed. Doesn't matter where you're at. Let's just do an example again, but a different version. Maybe you have a business and you keep hearing no's from prospects. No, I can't get started. No, I don't have the money. No, it's not the right time. Or maybe you have a job, but you've been wanting to get a raise, a bonus, or a brand new job, but it seems like everyone is evading you. All the applications nobody reads when you're doing more job applications. Your boss doesn't want to listen to you. There's no sort of constructive feedback. It just seems like this person or people are against you in every sort of way. What's actually going on here is we'll point the finger. That's them. they're a bad boss, they're a bad person, they don't understand me, they're making me so angry, they're making me so frustrated, it seems like money is evading me, it seems like the universe is just playing a silly trick and a silly game. But what's actually happening is your consciousness is the first cause, and you are actually projecting your consciousness onto the physical plane through this divine mirror, and that person can only react in harmony with how you're holding the concept of them. This is really hard to accept sometimes because we want to say, if they only did this, I would feel better. If this only happened, my life would be so much more elevated. But that's not how the law of attraction works. And that's why this is a law of attraction exposed idea, because it's not just about like attracts like. If I think money today, I'm going to bring in money. It's not exactly how it goes. It's your state of consciousness. It's going to be reflected on the mirror, and that's what you're going to attract. Let's consider a non-person example, and we'll talk about money. So if money, right here, we'll say is a green person, but just kind of bear in mind that it's green for cash, if you will. So this entity of money, maybe it never comes around. You never have enough. There's so much money that comes in and then money goes out. You feel like money's frustrating. You feel like you've been trying to manifest money for a long time. You manifest good money in, and then you just can't seemingly hold it, or you're just not fulfilling your potential all the way, right? Just examples. We blame money. We blame the marketplace. We blame society. We blame our government. We blame what's going on in the economy for why money seems to be evading us, right? But actually what's going on, again, is that the concept we're holding about money starts here, and it must be reflected through this divine mirror on the physical plane. So it's really hard, as I was mentioning, to accept this idea because it's so easy to blame. I had a mentor one time say, only the lame blame. Because it's so easy to be victim to whatever's going on in your field and saying, if they only were better, if they only treated me better, if money was only in my life more, if these people and things were just better in my life, I'd be able to attract better things in my life. I'd be able to manifest a lot better. Of course, right? But what you're essentially saying there, I think Wayne Dyer said this, but maybe it was somebody else, that if that's true, then you're going to send everybody in the world to a therapist because the only person you're not looking at is you, right? Now, again, you're on this channel, you're on this video, and I know you look at yourself in the mirror and say, I need to change, or else you wouldn't be viewing this video. So we get that. We do have some sort of personal responsibility, and that's why you're here developing yourself. But do we have 100% responsibility, right? What I'm going to suggest is that you actually double down on owning all the things that are going on in your life. Every person, every scenario, every theme, everything that's going on that's been attracting into your life. Let's actually say 100% ownership starts here. So if it starts here, even though it may be hard to accept that idea and that rapid, accelerated responsibility in your life, sometimes it can feel very daunting. At the same time, you get your power back. You get the power to shift your reality, to project something else onto the screen of this divine mirror and have something else come into your life. So here's the suggestion that has really changed my life. It's helped me manifest the money I talked about, but it's also helped me manifest over 2,000 clients I've worked with, manifest over 500,000 followers overall, really changed my life because I went from nothing to doing something very vast in my life, but also attracting people, attracting great conversations, changing my relationships to being more upgraded relationships from this idea. What you're going to do, we'll start with money here, is you're actually going to start changing your inner dialogue with money right now, even if it doesn't actually, it's not a physical fact on the plane of the physical. So if you're saying things like talking to money, literally talk to money, as if it's a relationship. I really enjoy having you in my life. It's so great that you are coming into my life more and more. I feel that you're an asset in my life. You're something that's helping me grow. You're helping me transform and attract and do better things in this life. money, I want to feel towards you more love and gratitude, right? So you start having a conversation with money every day. And what starts to happen is you'll start to see this reflection as something different on the physical plane over time, which is very important. It's going to take consistent work and effort to really start changing these inner conversations, but you'll start to see the divine mirror reflecting as it always has, but something different. Then, pick your partner, spouse, our first example here. Start having more constructive conversations. Start recognizing that person for all the good they do. In your head, you're not having this conversation on the physical plane. Start telling them how great they are internally in your mind. Start doing different things with them, behaviors-wise and actions-wise, that are more empowering. Allow yourself to really be with them in this beautiful wavelength internally. Now, the physical plane in the divine mirror is not usually instant. So on the physical plane, you might still see your spouse complain, start an argument, disagree with something, right? You're wanting to attract in a better thing. However, you're still seeing something happen. That's okay, because there is a time lag between when your consciousness actually reflects on the physical plane. It may take a day, it may take a week, it take a month. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about the timeline. In fact, don't even think about it at all. Just be so obsessed with changing your consciousness so that in time you can reflect and be better. So your why for doing this exercise is not to get more things, not to get more out of somebody, not to get more money, but instead, I want to be at more peace. I want to hold awesome responsibility and ownership. And in time, I know it's going to change my reality. So don't even care if things change. Don't care if things change. Be unattached from the result completely. And then maybe the prospects that we talked about in your business, you wanted the new job, you want the employer to recognize you more, give you a bonus, etc. Start having that conversation here. Hear your coworkers, your boss, your team, whoever's around you, congratulating you on the utmost success. Hear them starting to provide you a congratulations for all the good things coming into your life. Start having these conversations around that, and again, you'll start seeing on the physical plane that reflection, but it will take some time. So now you've changed your money relationship, now you've changed your relationship with others, and you've also changed your career relationship. If you're in a business, start hearing the prospect saying yes. I'd love to get started today. How do I do that? Here's my card info. Or I would like to make this deal go through. What is it going to take to make that a reality, right? Start hearing them here. Allow the divine mirror, give it some time, and then here. Now, just as a little side note here, which is really, really important, what I would do is just make sure that you do this no less than 7 days. Has to be 7 days minimum. Because if you do this work and you do it only for one time after this video is done, or you do it one day after this, you'll come back and say, this stuff doesn't work for me. Law of attraction is not working for me. In fact, it's always working, right? The law of gravity, you're not saying didn't work for me today, right? Law of gravity is always working for all people at all times right now, unless you are in a different planet or in space somewhere, or you have some sort of mechanism that's anti-gravity, right? But in everyday life, all human beings are experiencing gravity. The same thing goes for you. All human beings are experiencing the law of attraction. It's just, are you working the law of attraction to attract in more of what you want? Or is it working not against you, but is it working towards the things you don't want? It's just always working. It just matters, am I working the law correctly towards my empowerment or towards the things I'm not wanting? Yeah. So it's important to give yourself time. Give yourself enough time to see that as you shift your consciousness, the first thing that's going to happen is your thoughts are going to be different. You're just going to start naturally, like, I just feel like I'm thinking differently. I'm thinking differently about people around me and about my business or my work. The second thing that's going to happen is you're going to start to feel differently. You're going to start to feel differently about somebody, about your career, or about your money, or any of the other examples, right? You're just going to feel like, I just feel different today. I feel like I want to treat this person better. I want to treat money better. I want to have better career relations, right? You're just going to feel different. And then the third step is you're going to start to act different. You're going to be like, you know what, I feel inspired to reach out to those prospects, or I feel inspired to do something around money, or I feel inspired to help my spouse or partner or somebody in my life even better, right? And then on the fourth side, you'll start to see a physical mirror effect on the physical plane. But that's stage 4. Stage 1 is your thought change. Stage 2 is your feeling change. Stage 3 is your action change. Then stage 4 is you seeing the physical plane. And by the way, count those all as manifestations. Manifestations are not physical things. I have a little calculator here. This isn't just a manifestation because it's a physical item. Manifestations are experiences, energies, thoughts, feelings, relationships, material things included. It's the whole spectrum of your entire experience. So start counting, wow, I started to think differently. I just manifested new thoughts. Wow, I'm starting to feel differently about this concept or this thing or this person. I just manifested that new feeling. Or now you're acting differently. You're going to start saying, wow, I just manifested acting differently and in different behavior, right? So don't search for the physical. Stay here because it's going to make you think better. It's going to make you feel better, and it's going to have you deliver better actions. Your life is going to improve. Even if physical never showed up, you're going to improve just by thinking better. And then, in time, by the law, it will start to manifest these exact mirror reflections from your consciousness. The best thing to do is give it a try, experiment, see how it changes your life, as it has for mine and so many others I've worked with. Scott Haug signing off here. If you wanted some more help and you want me to work one-on-one with you, or just get into a course where you have some systemized ways of doing these exact things by having 50 plus exercises on exactly what to do, link in the description below for our courses, mentorship, and group coaching. All those, I have all the information in the description below. And if you haven't already, I'd love to see you here as our manifestation family continues to grow. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'd love to see you here, really keeping up with your internal investment, getting practical, understandable, visual exercises for the law of attraction, and manifesting your ultimate calling, your next level, and your ultimate awakening moving forward. Scott Haug signing off here. I'll see you over in the next video, or if you're watching this video over and over, seeing you in this video yet again.